What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Horror Roadside Show. Today, we are in Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun at Paracon 2022. Guys, if you're new here, hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you can get updated on when we post new videos. Also, if you could do us a favor and share this video, and with the like button, do not tap or open the glass case. Positively do not open it. Also, guys, we have part 1. This is part 2 of a 2-part series. It's our Halloween special. So right here, you'll see part 1. So you can check that out first and then come back and watch this video. We are almost at 600 subscribers, thanks to you guys. Apparently you like the videos. Keep subscribing, please. Do us the favor. It helps us. So right here in front of Jenna is our merchandise. Link will be in the description. And right here is our Patreon. If you feel like you're being generous and you want to help us out, it helps continue us to go on these cool places and film it for you. Guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's check it out. Pretty cool seeing this. Look who's here with us today, guys.
Hey.
Buell from Paranormal State. Right there.
Oh, the conjuring house is here.
Oh yeah. That's a place we will be going to. I know. One top.
Let's see if we can find it.
I doubt these guys. So excuse me, we're just gonna cut across.
It's gonna go right on through. Thank you.
Psych. No, I'm kidding. I remember him. You guys know Joe Chen from Taps? There he is, Joe Chen. Do you want to find a seat to sit at?
There he is.
Oh yeah. Here's Nick Groff.
I'm waiting.
Yep. a
have
little video.
ATMs in the hallway.
It was just a stereotype possession case. We could look at some more of those slides. We'll show the mother and father.
Here's another article, I guess, on the
This is another
possession.
one.
Yes,
That's
that's Arnie Johnson.
there.
In the left-hand corner there.
Yes.
What's
Now,
the next
if,
slide?
You know, if the judge had let us bring in our evidence, which were
Yeah.
recordings, photographs, eyewitness accounts, and the priests. The priests were waiting outside of the courthouse in Danbury, Connecticut, to go into that courthouse
To testify?
and testify that what occurred to this young boy and Arnie Johnson was indeed diabolical possession. But I could understand the judge's feelings too.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to be known as the judge who allowed the devil made me do it case into his courtroom.
Right.
I'm Johnson.
Hello, nice to meet you.
I'll take a screenshot of that. Pleasure. So great story.
Yep, thank you.
So coming up right here, guys, is a satanic idol, along with a vampire coffin. A young man fashioned himself as a vampire and would sleep in the coffin by day and leave it at night, roaming the streets looking for his next victim. He was what's called a human vampire. And right here, you guys, is a satanic idol. The sign says, located in the woods of Sandy Hook, Connecticut, by a hunter, this handmade statue was used by a high-ranking Satanist priest to perform rituals. Shortly after Ed took possession of the idol, Lorraine was stricken with a strange illness, which left her hospitalized for days. Ed claimed this was the warning from the satanic priest.
Here it is, the satanic idol found in Sandy Hook. This idol was found in the woods of Sandy Hook, Connecticut, back in 1991, by a young deer hunter who was about 22 years old, and he was hunting in the woods with a bow and arrow. He's out in the woods with his bow and arrow trying to find deer, and he gets out of his car on the road. He walks into the woods, and pretty soon he found himself lost. He did not know where he was, and as he's walking along a pathway, he stumbles upon this horrific looking object. If you look at it, it's ugly. It's about 6 feet 2, 6 feet 3 inches tall. What is it made out of? I'm not sure for positively, but I believe it's a ceramic type when I did touch it at one time, which Ed admonished me for. It's kind of a, not paper mache, but more like a porcelain, like a china. And if this thing tipped over and fell, it would fall into a million pieces. But back to the story. He stumbles upon this on a grotto of rocks, on a round grotto of rocks, and this is set atop of it. The young deer hunter immediately knew something was amiss. He said to himself, this isn't right, this ugly item in the woods. He sat there for a moment, stunned, scared. He said all he could think of is getting the heck out of there. What did he do? He stood up, walked away, fast, very fast. And as he's walking down this pathway in the summer, 91, maybe 1991, not knowing where he was going, not knowing where his car was, but his heart was pounding. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, ladies and gentlemen, he is encountered by an older man, about 70 years old, wearing completely black outfit from head to toe, and he had snow white hair and snow white beard, shortly cropped, walking step for step with this young man. And when I say step for step, I mean almost like a military march, step for step. And the funny part this young man relayed to us was that the elderly man did not even look over at him, just kept walking step for step on his right side. And he said to himself, I'm very scared, I got to do something. And he said for a moment, he felt like pulling an arrow out of his quiver and stabbing this guy in the heart because he was so frightened. But he didn't do that. Instead, he just was able to get the courage up to say to the man, how do I get out of here? He said the man never spoke, never even looked over at him, just pointed his finger to the right. And after he did that, he just walked away slowly, away from this young man. And the young man now is really frightened. His heart's really pounding, saying this guy was really creepy. Gets to his car, finds it, goes home, tells his buddies. His buddies immediately say, well, why don't you call Ed Warren? He lives right in Monroe, next town over, 2 towns over. And so he did. And Ed and Lorraine did go out after speaking to the young man on the phone, and he met this young man on the roadway. The young man said he thought he could find his way back, and he did. And as soon as Ed saw this ugly statue out in the woods, he knew what it was. And he said to the young man, after the young man described that white-haired man, said to the young man, he said, I know exactly who that guy is. I know exactly what this is. That young man, that man was a satanic priest in a satanic cult.
They're friends. Normally they can. Sometimes they're. Sometimes they're.
She's kind of, she was possessed.
Here's the shadow doll, guys, from the Occult Museum. And this sign says, the shadow doll, which was used to curse a person, was crafted from a number of items including animal bones, feathers, and a human tooth, and used to curse someone. It worked like this. A photo from the doll would be taken with the victim's name written on the back. A spell would be cast over the photo, which would then be sealed in an envelope and sent to the victim. When the victim opened the envelope and looked at the photo and the curse was placed, the shadow doll would come to the victim in their dream and stop their heart. And right here, they have a movie Annabelle.
This one I did.
Evelyn doesn't know what's going on. Huh. Are you having fun? You seeing the lights? She's looking at the lights on the speakers. The Wicked Witch of Monroe, said to have extraordinary powers of witchcraft, feared by locals and rumored to be responsible for her husband's tragic death. Now, if you've seen episode 1, hopefully you have, Ed Warren mentions this. This is the lady in white. Let's take a look. The lady in white has been seen numerous times over the years in Union Cemetery in the surrounding area of Route 59 in Easton, Connecticut. Described as a ghostly figure in her 20s or 30s and dressed in a long white gown, Ed Warren famously captured video of the lady in white as she floated between and behind gravestones at Union Cemetery late one night.
Actually, yeah, you're right. It says it's feared by locals for members to be responsible for her husband's tragic death. That is me.
And this model dinosaur had just been completed by David, the young boy who was possessed. And if we could close in on that, as he finished with this, suddenly it started to walk on its own volition toward the family.
That plastic
And
dinosaur
this
started to walk.
plastic dinosaur,
and
and a
it-
deep, gruff voice came out of it and it said, "Beware, you're all going to die." And you know, one time we were at the church there, we were showing a group of people where the exorcism took place, and a man was taking recordings. And on his recording, he got the same deep, gruff voice which said, "Why are you here?"
Yeah.
Oh,
he
boy.
was, we were explaining, we were talking to a group, Tony, and this man was recording what we were saying about the Brookfield case when
Okay,
that had
so
occurred.
this case,
Now that animated, Tony.
that
It
walked.
actually
It
walked.
actually
That
walked.
walked.
Family.
It doesn't. The thing isn't movable like
You know,
that.
I seem to remember.
This simple toy was assembled by David Glatzel, who was possessed by demons as a young boy. Witnesses saw the toy moving across the family's Brookfield, Connecticut home floor, where a voice was heard saying, "You are all going to die." The challenged demon challenged
Program.
Hooked on phonics worked for me.
Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
the demon. What does it say? The demon moved from David to Arn Johnson after challenged the demon. The Warrens believe that Arn was under demonic possession when he stabbed and killed. It did it again. Would you believe I just had a full battery and now my battery's dead on this?
No way.
Yeah.
Were you able to get everything that you wanted to?
I was recording full battery and just
Maybe it's the demons.
right.
Can you see how long it's been taken? How long have you been?
1 minute.
No.
1 minute.
So did you get Annabelle and Spera?
I got all the other stuff, but I had a full battery. It was charged on the way here. I didn't record that much. I'm doing like 30-second videos.
The idol in the corner is the hottest thing.
What is it?
The idol in the corner.
Oh, the idol.
That
Yeah,
is
the
hottest
satanic idol.
thing.
So I don't know if you saw that while filming. My phone just went crazy on my gimbal. Now the battery is dead. And it was fully charged. I don't know. The Necronomicon. Treasury of Witchcraft. A fictional work adapted from an ancient grimoires. Though fictional, it includes incantations and rituals that are considered objectionable in biblical teachings. I love that it's playing the Michael Myers music in the background. Laurie's theme. Fire doll. Look at the eyes. Again. After acquiring the doll, a young couple's house burned to the ground. Fearing it was the doll, the couple requested Ed Warren take possession of it. Now the doll resides in the Warren Occult Museum for safekeeping. Okay, we're about to head in line to see Annabelle. Here we go. So you're gonna take a picture with Annabelle?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say hi.
Yeah.
Can I take your picture? I'm gonna ask permission first.
Yep, the toy dinosaur.
I want to after we go through this line, I want to like take pictures of like all the other individual things, because once you leave, you can't go back in.
Correct. Well, guys, once you leave, you can't come back in. So here's some more artifacts right here. I've actually seen that in pictures too. And I think that's
Oh, okay.
stuff that was worn by them too.
Yeah.
Fire doll.
Yeah, look at the witch doll. The woman behind us, she said that gives off a really bad vibe. The witch doll.
Is that the one I just filmed? Oh, the shadow doll, you mean?
No, the witch doll right there.
The one with the white hair?
Mm-hmm.
It's the one I said looks creepy that I've seen. Oh, the wedding dress.
Oh, wow. I have goosebumps, like from head to toe, from excitement.
Yeah. We're getting closer.
I'm gonna vomit.
But we live for this.
We do.
We signed up for this. We paid for this.
Yes, obviously, but it's knowing the history behind her
Yeah.
is what's scary. You
The
know?
harm that she caused.
That's it, and that's why I'm gonna say, can I take a picture with you?
She's going to ask Annabelle for a picture. How do you feel standing next to Annabelle?
Fine.
Doesn't bother you? Yeah. So much bigger than you think, too. There she is, guys. Where is Annabelle?
The potential of
And the line we just waited in wraps all the way around. And this sign reads, "This tiny coffin was used to display the bodies of young children at funerals in the mid to late 1800s. Nicer looking coffins like this were used for multiple times for viewing at funerals. After the funeral, the body would be removed and moved to a less expensive plain pine box for a burial. Alright guys, that's going to cut it. We're home now. It was a very long day. Long drive. So I personally enjoyed the part with Annabelle. Seeing Annabelle in person, something I wanted to do my whole entire life. As well as meet Tony Spera and Arnie Johnson. And we wanted to meet with Judy, but Judy took a break right when we were getting in line. So what was your favorite part?
My favorite part is definitely being face to face with Annabelle. It was, the creep factor was off the charts for me. But also seeing some of their prized possessions that they have, like their Bible that they used, you know, their clothing, stuff like that. And to me, that was very intimate, being able to see stuff like that, and it was very special.
And of course, we have to have our Annabelle in the background. Not an actual one. I do have a Raggedy Ann doll off screen. But guys, thank you again for close to 600 subscribers. Let's keep this going. And comment down below your favorite part of today's video. It was a 2-part, so hopefully you enjoyed both of them. Guys, with that like button, remember, absolutely, positively, do not touch
The glass door.
the glass door, but push the like button. Thank you again. As always, I'm Dale.
Jenna.
Stay spooky.